Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm Rosemary Levesque with Second Nature Healing and Avini Health, and I welcome you here today, whether you are live or watching the recording. I don't always record these times together, so if you can show up live, that's an extra benefit, and you can look for the recording newsletter. Star, I'm going to mute you. Mute. Okay, mute yourself if you are going to be making noises or eating or whatever in the background. I don't mind that you do. Today, we're going to talk about some perks because I got a text. I don't think I'll be able to find it right now, but I got a text from one of my team members, somebody I've been working with for years, because she and I do a lot of business together with all kinds of things. And she said, I have a person, she gave me the person's name, who is asking about, she's interested in helping a friend, getting the friend signed up, and she's asking about the perks. What do I tell her? And I thought, well, if my good buddy is asking about the perks, is she just too busy to answer the question? Could be. She's, as she says, behind closed doors all the time. She's a massage therapist. Is she too busy to answer it herself and she just wants my help, which I'm happy to do? Or does she not know? And I thought, well, let's get that covered. Let's talk about perks. All right. What are the benefits? What are the advantages of being an Avini member or using the Avini products? So let's just free flow this and let's not have a category, but go ahead and just tell me what you think any advantages, any perk is to using Avini products or business. What do you think?
Health, of course.
Great
Good
health.
health.
Good health, right? That's
Yeah, thank you.
I think that's
That's number one. That's number one.
yes, Marilyn, it's the biggest perk. And you know, we've got stuff nobody else has. Have you heard Rick say, Rick, our biochemist, if you're watching the recording, have you heard Rick say, you will never find us with products that anybody else has, like omega-3s or some multivitamin supplement. You will never see Avini offer that because we are different. We are unique. We are focused on prevention in a very unique kind of way with a product that is integrated into lots of our products and our plus relief cobra venom, homeopathic cobra venom. So we're unique. I mean, that's an unbelievable business perk to go along with the number one perk of health and healing. Yeah. Everybody feels like, wow, we've got something really good that helps people heal in a way they've never been able to heal before. And now we also have a product line that isn't like anybody else's. I mean, they try. They try to be like ours, but they're not. Yeah. Okay, more perks.
And we get rewarded for helping people.
Please explain. What do you mean?
We have a compensation plan and we're able to help someone return them so that they can return their being so that they can heal the way nature intended them to, clear them of toxins, free them of pain, and we get paid for it.
I love how you integrate all of that together, Star. You hit the nail on the head. You said not only do we have good stuff, but the company will reward you for it.
Yeah.
And when they reward you for it, they're not just rewarding you, they can reward anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody. Did you ever go for a job interview and get declined?
Yeah.
Sorry, you're not a good fit. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's a good fit for Avini. That's another perk that nobody talks about. You're all a good fit. We're all a good fit. Your neighbor, your brother, your sister, your mother, we're all a good fit. Unless they're not talking.
If you're already healthy and you're on Avini, it's a good fit because you'll stay healthy. If you're not healthy and you get on Avini, then you'll
Then
get
you
healthy.
healthy.
Yeah. So it's a good fit for everybody, is right.
We're going back to our number one benefit. Our number one perk is good health.
Mhm.
And the way you said it, Anne, is perfect, because if you're not healthy, then you want to do something to help your body heal. We got that. And if you are healthy and you want to stay that way, we got that too. It's all stuff, right? It's all the same.
Yeah.
I'm just going to interject an idea here for you, because I see this a lot with animals, with pets and pet food.
Hmm.
Did you ever walk down the pet food aisle at a grocery
Oh
store?
my God.
Yeah. And how about at a vet's office? Those are exclusive for vets, prescription diets, the kidney
Mhm.
diet, the low, yeah, that's a big one, the kidney diet, the low fat diet, for all the obese dogs that eat too much, and not just eating too much. Anyway, multiple kinds of pet foods. They get one aisle. We have all the other aisles of crap, but they
And
get
then
one.
you can look at the ingredients.
Yeah, and they're lying half the time. They don't tell you all the truths on pet food. They don't have to. They don't have to. In
And
2000, in
it's all
2000,
genetically modified too.
yes, and even if it's labeled as good stuff, organic
Mhm.
stuff, it's usually, well, I call it kibble crap. It's all bad.
Mhm.
In 2007, we had a crisis in pet food for dogs and cats, where any pet food coming from China, or a lot of the pet food coming from China, had an ingredient in it called melamine. Do you know what melamine is?
Plastic?
Yeah, they make
Ah,
dishes out of it, right? But it registered as a protein
Hmm.
on their testing, so it qualified for protein, and they qualified it on the label. Well, it was throwing all these dogs and cats into kidney failure. But what did we have? We had the kidney rescue product. We had our Cell Defender back in 2007 version. That and subcutaneous fluids were helping to save the lives of all these animals. But I diverse. I tend to do that. Here's where I was going with the pet food. It's in order to have a healthy weight in your pet, you want to do all the things that you would normally do anyway. You would detoxify, I would normally do. I don't know if all the other people out there in the world would normally do that. But detoxification, avoid over vaccination,
Hmm.
feed really good quality food. We do a raw food diet for Bridie. Now, if she's gaining weight, and she did put on a little bit, it's winter, she's been running less, but also she's maturing. She's 3.5 years old now, so her metabolism is changing. Am I going to put her on a low fat diet?
mm-mm.
No.
Mm.
I'm not going to
Mm.
change anything except maybe give her a little bit less food, because the food she's eating is perfect. It's perfect. It's a raw food with ground up bone and ground up vegetables and, just yummy stuff. And she gets her egg in the morning, egg white, not egg yolk. She can't handle it. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you're doing something right, whether it's the right kind of food or the right products for your health, you don't have to divert at all. You might change the quantity or the frequency. Same with our Cell Defender. You're never going to stop taking it because you
Mm-mm.
eat it every day. What might happen is you take more or you take less depending upon your need. So, have you been exposed to, I don't know, people coughing on a plane and the flame retardants that are sprayed on all of this? If that's a situation, maybe you want to take your Cell Defender more frequently. In other words, you're not going to take a different product. You're not going to do a different protocol. You're going to do the same, because your healthy body needs the same thing. Right? Yes? Okay. So the perks of the best product and a really cool business idea. Getting paid for sharing, that's a wonderful perk. Now, if you got my newsletter, I answered the question with the perk feels like a hug.
Mhm.
Why does working with these products and with the business feel like a hug? Why get the metaphor? What do you think? What's your thought on that?
The support.
Yeah, support. That's intrinsic, right?
Mhm.
Are you going to get support from other places? Well, maybe.
I'm talking about the Avini family. I mean, you've got resources, you've got support, you've got friends.
Hmm. Yeah, Mary was
Mm.
talking about this last night, that she was talking to Shu before the call. How did that happen, Mary? How did you get connected to Shu?
It's kind of cool. I was just before this call, I was talking to Howard. It was just neat. So I was on the WhatsApp, and I don't know, I think I just heard Shu on a call, and I just like was digging how he was talking about, like, he'll talk to anybody, and he'll do a cold call, and he'll just be out in the world and, strike up conversations with people. And I just was kind of, I like that, because I was going through like a little like period of like, is there something that I should know about, like, no, don't do this, like, don't reach out to people, cold call, whatever. I read the policies and procedures, and I was like, maybe I should make sure I know what I can and can't do before I start doing anything, So I reached out to him, and he just got right back to me. And so we just had a lovely chat, and yeah, Howard reached out to me, and we just had a lovely chat, and, it's just been sweet. And I
Mm.
feel like that the concept of Avini family is real, and it's
Mhm.
embodied, and it's very palpable, which is a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, Bev and I are longtime family members. We've known each other for what, 18 years?
Mm,
I know.
time flies.
Yes, yes, yes. We got to know each other at one of the conferences years ago, and Marcy put us together in the same branch of the same tree, the same family. And that's one way in which we can build relationships, by being conscientious of, gee, who would work well together? Now, it's automatic that Star and Marilyn are in the same group because Star enrolled Marilyn.
Mhm.
So they're going to work together. And I enrolled Star, and I are going to work together. And I enrolled Anne. Anne and I are going to work together. But Carol enrolled Mary. So does it mean that Mary's going to work with Carol? She can, yes. Can she work with me? Absolutely. Can she work with Bev? Yes, 100%. Can she work with everybody in this group?
Mhm.
Totally. Yeah. Can she call anybody up who has their phone number on WhatsApp? Sure. I've had lots of people call me. Can you help me with this dog, this horse, this cat? Here's what's going on. Can you help? Yes, I can help. So that's how we work in this family. And I've never seen this before. This is a perk that I don't think it's talked about. It's definitely not talked about. Here's the compensation plan. Here's the back of the compensation plan where it talks about all the ways you get paid and all the levels you can reach. It doesn't say anywhere in here about the Avini family.
Mhm.
Just not on there, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, what we have is more like a hug, because you hug your family members. Start.
One huge difference in many, many companies, there's competition with employees. There's competition with anyone doing sales. This isn't that way. We
Mhm.
want to help people, and that's the basis. We don't want to sell them. We want to help them.
Mhm.
And it's a whole different focus.
So this is sounding to me like we're focused on compassion in a sense,
Mhm.
and not on the dollar. The dollar is, oh, I get compensated for showing compassion and kindness to somebody, and now I got paid for it. Great. Money is not the focus. It's
Mm-mm,
important.
it's helping.
Yeah.
It's not the focus when you're talking about products. Now,
True.
when Mary, next time you talk to Shu, ask him about the time he drove a couple hours to help a child in the hospital.
Mm.
You know, there's that kind of commitment and compassion and interaction. Might I drive 2 hours to help somebody? Yeah, I might. Yeah, I've done it.
Mhm, mhm.
Yes, I've done it. I don't really want to do that. What I'd rather do is find somebody else in the Avini family who's closer
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
can help. You know, if somebody called me up and said, Rosemary, I see you're in the same town as my friend Elizabeth, and can you get her a bottle? There's an emergency. I say, sure. What's her number? Let's connect. And I would help her. And that's not a competition. That's a way
It's
we help.
helping.
Yeah. And a few of us throughout the years and throughout many iterations of the company have done that anyway. I've called people in California, I've called people, you know, here and there asking for help or saying, hey, can you connect with? And it's nice. It's nice that we can do that. We don't have to be afraid of losing anybody. That fear of missing out is a terrible vibration. It's just terrible. Well, let's get down to the other piece of this. It's a nice idea that you get compensated for sharing, right? And for a lot of people who are focused on the product, that's not a priority to get paid. But you know what? It should be. It should be as equal a priority as helping people with products. Why? Any idea?
Exchange of energy.
Yes. What a good student you are. An an exchange of energy. There has to be an equal exchange of energy. And the equal exchange of energy is showing up, in this case, as money. And there's so much wounding around money. I hear this all the time with people who have a gift of intuitive skills or whatever the gift is, and other people say, oh, you have this wonderful gift, give me that for free because you're
No.
gifted, right? No, 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 no. I have so many years of training. Like Mary, you've got so many years of training for chiropractic, right? And does that mean you should go out into the world and adjust everybody for free because now you're gifted?
Mhm.
No, not really. No. But the perks are that you do get paid and you know exactly how much you're going to get paid. It's no surprise. Bev, can you talk a little bit about that part for us? You're our great business gal.
Mhm.
Talk about this column way over here where you get paid.
Well, sure, but there's a column that I like that's not there that you can't see. And it is, even if, when I join and I pay $2.99, I can pay for that pack because by enrolling and helping 3 people, so I get $100 for each person. So that's $300 that pays for my kit. And then you get paid in time so you can have an auto ship the next month. But if you don't have an auto ship the next month, and you can just buy an order at the end of the month when you have more money or whatever the situation is. But even if you enroll someone, even if you don't have an auto ship, you get paid.
Yeah.
There's no gotchas.
Hmm.
And so that's a big thing, that the smaller the pages, like 1-page compensation plan, the better it is because it's not complicated. They're not trying to hide things in there so that it benefits a company and not us. This company is benefiting us. And so that's what's really awesome. They have heart and hugs. And we all look for miracles for people, and that's the payment too.
Mhm.
So, and that's one reason why there's so much cohesiveness because amongst us is because of the miracles that everyone's having. And go ahead, Rosemary, I see you.
And the financial miracles that people are having.
Mhm.
There are all kinds of miracles, right? If people can't afford to pay their bills, wouldn't it be nice if they knew a way that they could do that? That was not a job interview or saying, oh, I'm sorry, you're not qualified. We're all qualified. So the miracle of getting paid is really a good miracle. It's time for people to get over the hump of, I'm not worth it, I'm undeserving, I'm, blah, blah. No, you're worth it and you're going to get paid. And I can tell you exactly how much you're going to get paid. So that is a miracle. And I'll interject my friend, because she's not the third person I signed up, but when I was building my organization, let's come back to here. It says trinary compensation plan, right? So when I first started, I only had 2 legs going. We have the ability to create 3 legs, but I was building 2 legs to start. And what that means is, Bev, which levels here take 2 legs?
Oh, the first level, silver.
Silver and not gold? Gold too?
Gold has you need 3
Yeah.
people, 3
Right.
customers, but 2 legs.
2 legs. So gold and silver, you only need to build 2 legs. So what I did was I started building 2 legs just to, get my volume together, help more people, get it more concentrated. Yeah.
Correction, gold needs 3 legs.
Gold needs,
Only 5% in the 3rd leg though.
right, 3 legs. But I was building 2 legs a lot.
Yes.
And I was saving a top position for my 3rd leg,
Mhm.
good friend and business partner in Arizona. And I said, I'm saving this spot for you. Can I put you in there? She said, yeah, put me in there. So I put her in there. I got her right on the top. So then I started building the 3rd leg. And I was building and I was building and things were happening. And we got to the point where she had a volume of almost, here we're going to call it, here, Gold Executive. So if you have the compensation plan in front of you, take a look at Gold Executive. I think Gold Executive is one of the sweetest places to be when you're first starting, and I'll tell you why. Gold Executive has a volume requirement of 4,000 points. So yeah, a little bit of a challenge, but not too much, right? It's not 20,000, it's just 4. And I was enrolling a lot of people when we first started. As a gold executive, you only need to have a $100 order yourself. You need to have a couple of customers. You've got to have 3 legs. I mean, it's telling you everything in here. And so with my friend, she got in the leg that I was building for her, and I was only building 2 legs under her. She was close to 4,000. So I called her up. I said, are you willing to leave $1,000 on the table? Now, what did I mean by that? Well, $480 is what they would have paid her for a team commission, but at Gold Executive, you also get a rank bonus of another $500. So that's $980, right?
Yeah.
Close enough to 1,000. Are you willing to leave $1,000 on the table? She said the best thing she could have said, what do I have to do? That was her answer. And so I was very able to tell her, well, all you need to do is get a couple of customers and get 3 distributors and you're going to get paid. Well, she got paid about $1,600 and her water heater broke.
Yeah.
She had money to pay for her water heater because she filled in the blanks of what needed to be done. Boy, was that a perk for her?
Mhm.
Woo. whoop, she would have been out $1,600
Mhm.
for the water heater, and she had it. She had it right there.
Mhm.
What a nice perk, right? Now, we worked together on that. I did a lot of building. I was enrolling a lot of people. I had to put them somewhere. So where do I put people when I'm enrolling them? I put them where they're going to be a family. That's where I put them. Where would you put them?
Same.
Same, right? You're
Yeah.
building families, you're building relationships. Bev, I know I cut you off. Can you talk a little bit more about the perks that are in here? Because I love what you said about getting your product paid for. By enrolling 3 people, you'll get paid 300, 100 for each person. So your initial product is paid for. What an amazing perk. Wow, right? Wow.
Yes. Mm.
Yeah, there's something else that's not listed on here.
To which are you referring?
The Sapphire bonus.
Yeah, I was just going
Bonus.
to talk about the LMB,
Okay.
the leadership bonus. Is that what you're referring to?
Yep.
Yep. So once you get to sapphire level, then you have a leadership bonus. So that means that you have people in your every person that you brought in that's building the business or that's making any money, you then make 7% on that first person. And the second, because you need it, you deserve it because you're helping to build them and teaching them and working with them. And so that's your reward. So then there's a 5% after that of the second level. So the people that they enroll and you're working to help build them and teach them with that initial person. So you're paid 5% bonus on what they make. So it's a win-win.
Yes.
You're getting paid to help people.
Yes. So you do have a job.
It's a good one.
I'm just
Yeah.
thinking that it sounds like a job, but a job has a negative sound to it. So, but getting paid to help people, I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Perfect. So any other perks, any other benefits that you can think of off the top of your head?
Oh, I know for me, it doesn't even have to pay in money. It would pay, my heart would be full knowing that I helped somebody to transition their life into being, not sick or whatever.
Right. Neil says we get paid in goosebumps.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is so cool when people say, oh, yes, and I got a text from my good friend, my college buddy. She had one of those sequestered lumps in her breast. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Mhm.
Call it in situ. Here, she's she had a journey. Now, she didn't do any chemo, she didn't do any radiation. She did have a lumpectomy, even though it wasn't a lump, it was I don't know, a few cells. They poked her quite a bit. She complained about all the needle biopsies. I said, don't talk about biopsies. Mine a few years ago, never do it again. Anyway, she sent me her results. Fibroscan at Mayo today shows no stetosis. Very good. Looking at results now, she gave me some numbers here, and now they're about what they were in Colorado 3 years ago, and very low. All her numbers are
Good.
right there. What did she do? She did what I told her to do, and maybe a
Mhm.
little bit more. She used Cell Defender, she used Zmunity. Those were the primary 2 products that she used. And she sent me a picture of her basket of supplements. There was other stuff in there. There's vitamin C and stuff.
Mhm.
But what got her the results was not just the products. What else got her those results? It wasn't just the products.
She believed in him.
Yes,
Mhm.
it was her belief. It was her belief
Yeah.
in me.
Mhm.
Oh,
It was her
And
delight.
consistency. You
Mhm.
don't just take it until something is fixed. You keep taking it so it won't happen again.
That's right. That's right, because we're a prevention company. So one of the perks is good numbers.
Mhm.
Dar can talk about good numbers, how all the things she eliminated, right?
Yeah.
Boy, what a perk that is. Who's making money off of all those prescriptions?
Oh, let's see. The pharmaceutical company, the ones that
E
fill it,
CEOs.
and the doctor
Yeah.
that writes it.
Yep. And the people who manufacture the bottles and
Yeah.
just all of those things. The
And
lot,
there you go down, down, down.
yes, yes. Now, there's another perk I'd like to share with you. Information. So here's one that was printed a while back. When our Trim Science came out, toxic obesity, it's not your fault. So here's a flyer, and on the back, it's got the ingredients. Yeah. So it's about our Trim Science. And I believe it's in the back office.
Mhm.
That's where I got it, I think.
It is.
So information like this that you can print on your own and you can hand to people, or you can send it as a PDF to somebody. What's another perk besides free information that I didn't have to buy this.
Mhm.
Years ago with other companies, I had to buy CDs and flyers and trifolds and handbooks, and I spent hundreds of dollars on that kind of media to give to somebody that they would probably toss.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
have videos.
We have videos.
We have a back office where you can click, send it. You even know if they've received it and watched it.
Mhm.
Well,
And
that's the app.
yeah,
That's
that is the app. But if you were to work for a corporation, you'd have to pay for that.
yes. Yes, in fact, I got another, I'm just loaded with texts here, I'm sorry. So I got another text from a guy who came on one of my calls a while back. And he said he had questions. Okay, I'm looking at this 1 ounce. He's confirming the price, right? And I confirmed the price and I said, as a wholesaler, you can do this, but you can get a better price as a wholesaler getting a package. So he and I chatted for a couple of minutes and he said, so do they charge you for the website? No.
Mm-mm.
Do they charge you for the membership? I said, no. Do they charge you for the app? I said,
Mm-mm.
no. So we're not getting charged anything. If the only thing you do is buy your activation pack, you're in.
Yeah.
That's it. You're
Hmm.
in. Then the rest is up to you. You take, and I love your words, Mary, you take responsibility for yourself. Yeah. Everybody knows you should filter your water and eat right, and maybe even have a HEPA filter in your vacuum cleaner and your air filter and all that. You do those things, take responsibility for yourself. And the same is true for Avini. Take responsibility for your part in participating with this. Free information, free app, free website. Perks. Those are perks. I love those perks. And the biggest perk, getting healthy, not
Mhm.
having to take all those
Mhm.
whatever's the rest of your life. Yeah.
There's also a
Plus, we
perk.
get our product paid for. There's not you don't have to work full-time, work in a different sense, but if you're contacting people, if you're helping them, take it for granted that you'll have enough money to pay for your own product. So you're getting free product every month.
Yep. They've figured out the compensation plan and the
Mhm.
rewards with auto ship that you get money back and you get points
Yeah,
back. I must have probably about 500 points for rewards. I think I need to get some products.
yeah. Mm.
Mary, you were going to say something. What was that?
Oh, I was just gonna say like a perk from my perspective as a healthcare practitioner and also observing like what all of you are doing in the world is like a perk is that you don't have to be a healthcare professional to like save lives and make a difference. Like,
Yeah, huge.
like that is mind blowing, almost mind blowing because you, I mean, I'm including myself now because I'm part of this family, but I'm just saying we like on some level know more about how we can help people than most medical professionals do. You know,
Yeah.
that is like mind blowing. Yeah, that's amazing. It's beautiful.
It really is. I think if my mother were alive today, she'd be all over this.
Oh, yeah.
But unfortunately, I lost her when I was only 26 years old.
Oh,
And yeah, but she was the kind of person who would incorporate anything natural. Of course, that was before the internet, before that. It was all handed down and it was word of mouth. And that's how we helped each other. Well, guess what? That's how we help each other now. It's handed down, it's word of mouth. And if you like that, if that feels good to you, then welcome. You're in the right place. So, any other things to add, Mary?
Is, can you hear me?
Yep, now I can.
Yeah. I think another thing that is amazing is, I mean, this is nothing new, but there's like all of the testimonials. Like
Oh, yeah.
every time somebody opens their mouth and tells their story, like how can you not be so deeply moved, you know, by each and every one of them? And
Mhm.
you know, it's but what's interesting is that like like you can't make health claims, but you can tell your story,
Mhm.
right? And the stories are powerful.
Absolutely. I love what you're pointing out. Who's got testimonies like that? I mean, Chip even talks about, Chip, Marcy's husband, talks about how other companies are using our studies and even his wife's, Marcy's, testimony on their website. Well, that just means they don't have any. Right?
Yeah.
So here's somebody else I've been texting with. Why? Because he unsubscribed from my newsletter. And so I thought, okay, well, I'm not speaking his language anymore, or he's cleaning out his whatevers. And then I looked back to see why he connected with me in the first place. He has an autistic son
Mm.
and he unsubscribed. Now, I went back into my text messages because I did send him some information a while back, and I decided to email him. And I said, I can still help you with your son. That's really all I said. I can still help you with your son. Are you interested? And he said, yeah, that would be great.
Mm.
Uh-huh. So we were, you know, I went right into my app. I said, can I send you some information? He said, yes, send me some information. What did I send him first? Any idea? From the app, what would I send him first?
Well, the cell defender, right?
Yeah, I actually sent him a testimony
Mm-hmm.
from the app. I sent him a testimony from the app. And the one I chose was Thane talking about his own son. It was his own son's voice. I thought this would be the most impactful perk that we have is this testimony about a boy who is speaking for himself. Yeah. So
What
I
an
said,
incredible library of stuff.
right. He said, thanks, Rosemary. My son is not as high functioning as the child shown in that video. Will Avini still work? What was my answer?
Yes.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
I didn't say abso-freaking-lutely. I just said absolutely. He said, would it be possible to send over the link to Avini products so I can discuss it with my wife? And of course, yes. And I also said, My friend Carol, we all know Carol, right? Helps care for an adult autistic woman in her 30s. She used to be nonverbal and chaotic. Not sure if that's the right word, I said. He didn't acknowledge that, but he did say, my wife doesn't believe our son needs heavy metal detox.
Oh, my God.
That was his answer. I offered a call with Robin. I gave him some prices. Yeah, my wife thinks my son doesn't require heavy metal removal. We just need to figure out ways for him to make new neuron connections. That was the answer that he gave. So what did I say? What
Gotta
would,
take out the trash.
okay. I said, that's how we begin.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sent him another video. I sent him a video of Robin talking about her nephews. And then I offered to get him on the phone with Robin.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do a phone call tomorrow.
Good.
But you see how this works? We're creating a conversation. He didn't want my emails anymore because what am I talking about? Wellness partners and success. I'm talking about things that are not on his top of mind, because what's on his top of mind? His autistic son.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the truth is I can't send a newsletter out that blankets everybody, everything.
Mm.
And I'm not, I am gifted, I am talented. I'm not willing to put in the effort of segmenting the list to, you know, if I had a team of people who did all my emails and they wanted to send autistic emails to autistic people, trim science videos and information to people concerned about their weight. If they wanted to be specific and send all these segments, sure, I just don't have the time for that.
Mhm.
But I do
But-
have time to pay attention and ask, you know what, I can still help you with your son.
And the other thing is follow-up. You didn't just let it go.
Right.
You wanted to find out why. You found out about the autistic son, and then you took that channel to be able to reach him and help him.
Right. You got to listen first.
Listen.
Mm-hmm.
I have a newbie question.
Yes.
So like when you're, I mean, this, I know there's no an answer to this really, one answer, but like, in what ways do you use texting and what ways do you pick up the phone? You know, like, can you have insights on all that?
Before I answer, how about if you answer? Bev, you're the perfect.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the
I
question.
can't hear her well at all.
Neither did I.
Can't hear her.
Can you hear me now if I talk louder?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right, I'll talk louder. I just said, like, to what extent are you texting or picking up the phone and calling? And just like, since I'm kind of new and I'm just starting to, you know, talk to people, like what experience do you have to share with that?
Won't you figure that out when you're talking to people and they will tell you what their concern is?
I mean, like, if you, I mean, I understand once you're talking to somebody, but I'm just saying like, so you've got this list of people, you know, I've got a list of people that I'm going to connect with. Like, do you just pick up the phone and call them? Or,
Yes,
Yeah.
in that case, and you're connected with them, I would.
Yeah.
And I would say, look, it depends on how fast you're wanting to do this. Instead of saying, look, I haven't talked to you for a long time and I'm calling because, and get right to the point, because I'm excited about a new health adventure that I've come across, or however you want to say it, you're comfortable with, that has made the lives of people so different and so healthy and so amazing and so miraculous that I have to and want to talk to you about it. Are you open? I always ask, are they open? Are you open? Yeah, but initially you're saying, you know them, so you're saying, I came across this and I'm in health. And so I've added this to my repertoire or whatever word you want to use. Rosemary's wonderful with the words. And so then go into the other and ask them, are you open to hearing what I'm doing?
Yeah. I
That
like,
kind-
but I'm kind of one of those gal, I kind of like to get to the point,
Mm.
so that is helpful for me, because I mean, go ahead. Yeah. So thank
So,
you.
and you can say, we can chat later or another time, but you haven't talked to me for a long time. You're going to wonder why I'm calling you, and this is why, right?
Yeah.
Or you could do a newsletter, so an informational thing. Hey, this is what I'm up to.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I prefer a phone call because then they have to,
Mhm.
they're right there and you've got them, right?
Yeah.
But yes, you can follow up with newsletters and information, etc. I like the initial contact, but I'm a people person. I was very shy when I was young, but they don't believe me when I tell them.
I had a really can you hear me when I'm talking now?
Yes.
I had a really interesting experience yesterday. I'm just in Maine house sitting for 3 months. And so there's this lovely bakery that I've kind of come across that I wanted to go back to before I leave on Monday. And there's a woman there that I've just connected with every time I go. And I wanted to see her before I left. And so I went, and she was asking me when I was leaving. And I said, I'm leaving on Monday, and I'm, going to be heading to York, Maine after this. And I said, but I'm so excited. I said, I've just discovered something in my life that has just put me on a whole new trajectory in life. I said, I've actually found something that is making a huge difference in people's lives, in terms of their health conditions and literally saving lives. And she's like, really? Like, maybe that could help my husband.
Good.
Maybe that could help my husband. And I'm like, well, what's going
Mhm.
on with your husband? And it was just like, everybody's got a story, like her husband 2 years ago had this strong sensation in his head, and he's had migraines ever since. And he's like an Episcopal minister, and he'd had to quit his job, and he just like can't work, and is depressed and is not too functional. So it's just like, it was really cool to just be able to like have it organically sort of happen.
You've got it.
So it was
That's how
really,
you do it.
then we sat down and I talked to her, and then I talked to her husband, actually happened to be there. So I talked to him a little bit, and I asked if I could send them something. And I also asked her husband, I said, I've been talking to your wife about you. And I said, but I'd love to talk to you about you, so can I call you? And I called and left him a message. And it was an interesting, this is, like I said, I realize, like, for my life to change, I have to change. And for my situation to change, I have to do some things that are different. So I know I need to go out of my comfort zone. But so when I called him and he wasn't there and didn't call me back, and then I'm like, oh man, like, should I wait, or should I just send them some videos, whatever? So I sent them a joint text, because I got both of their numbers. So I sent them a joint text and with a video, Rick's video on Cell Defender. And it was sweet, because they wrote back and they said, we're going to watch these videos.
Cool. Yeah.
Great.
Oh, looks like she froze.
She froze.
Well, she's up north.
So
I'm more north.
what I'd
Okay.
like to suggest here, based on what I'm hearing Mary say, and I hope you can hear us, Mary, even though you're frozen for us,
Mhm.
is there are multiple ways to connect,
Mhm.
multiple ways. And the one we used to have that we'd talk about all the time was the 3-foot rule. The 3-foot rule, because we're out and about. And if you're within 3 feet of people, you can strike up a conversation. If you're in line for coffee or at the post office, you can begin to talk to people. Really, all you're looking for is a way to connect. That's it. Just a way to connect. So if there's a way you can connect, is it through a text, a phone call, a newsletter, let's get together, a Facebook chat, come up with any way at all in which you can connect, even if you're just saying, hey, I want to reconnect. It's been a long time. That's step one.
Mhm.
Just say, I'm looking to reconnect. We just came out of the pandemic so recently that you know, people are still wearing masks in
Mhm.
stores and restaurants or and places of
Yeah.
business. They're still wearing masks. We're still feeling the effects of fear and of disconnect. And so, number one, it's important to reconnect. And we have the best way to reconnect. We have a reason to reconnect. And that's really what Marcy says is make a friend and be on purpose. Yeah, just reconnect for a reason.
You know,
You've got some good news.
I think Mary is going to explode. A brand new person. I mean, I think she said something so profound that I'm waxing poetically here. I am literally picturing Rick on a stage with a huge banner behind him that says, "You don't have to be a health professional to save lives."
Mhm.
Mhm.
Absolutely
I love that.
I was blown away when she said that, a brand new person. And I literally can see a banner like that with the head honcho behind, because she's absolutely right.
Right.
I just think, I don't know if she went away. It's too bad because it was a great compliment to
Right.
her.
Well, we've got it on the recording, Marilyn. She'll get it to watch.
Yeah.
Right.
Make a friend, be on purpose. You don't have to be a practitioner to save lives. Yeah,
I'm still hung up on the autistic kid
yeah.
because my great nephew, he just off the charts all of a sudden. He's taken some experimental drug that just
Uh-huh.
atrocious price and everything. But then the wife, you know, she was so doubtful about it or whatever. And I've read the inserts on the flu shots. My God, anybody knows if you're up north and the water pipes were lead poisoning, or mercury and aluminum that are in the friggin' flu shots, and Lord knows what else. So she's poor kid, you know, and then the poor diet. So they got it from food, from whatever they ingest, and you know, and maybe the parents weren't that healthy when they had a baby anyway. You know,
Mhm.
so
Right,
I just can't believe that the wife said that.
right. So rather than um, take offense at it, rather than try to defend myself, I said, can I get you on the phone with Robin?
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, because I could be going back and forth all day on a text and say, your wife is wrong. Or
Alienated.
absolutely,
Yeah. Yeah.
so to the degree that heavy metals are interfering, we can reverse that. We can take out the heavy metals. You know, rather than trying to defend myself,
Mhm.
okay, I know Robin's number. Let me see if she's available. And
And a
he,
lot of that's education. People have no idea what heavy metals even really are, a lot
Right.
of them.
right. So she for some reason has discounted the heavy metal idea.
Mm.
Whatever her belief system is, whatever she read, whatever she heard, and there's a lot out there
Mm.
coming from authorities that say, oh, no, heavy metals have nothing to do with autism. Vaccines have nothing to do with autism. You'll find that written on
Everything.
major websites, medical websites. They'll say there's no proof, right?
Mm.
Well, we have lots of proof that these kids get better
Yeah.
when you do this one thing. So who are you going to believe?
Well, and
You
look at
look
our
at
age.
what's written or what happens.
What happens? Yeah.
Yeah.
And look at our age. We never had autism, and we didn't really get the shots.
And it's all over the place.
And they didn't start putting the crap in the food until mid-80s,
Yep.
and they knew that it was going to disrupt the gut
Yep.
that feeds the brain.
Mhm.
Now I'm going to turn off the recording unless you have one more thing you want to add real quick, and then we'll stay on for another minute if you want.
That's great. It's been an hour, so.
Mm.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on today, and I will post the recording as soon as possible. Get with the person who shared this with you. Take care and have a wonderful day. And